Sammy, look at mommy.
My Samantha Grace was born December 27th, 2006. She was a good baby. She was happy and fun and didn't sleep, never slept. Played a lot. She interacted pretty well, but there were some delays. She got her teeth a little bit later on. So little things like that as a baby were a little different. But again, nothing too out of the ordinary where you couldn't say another baby wouldn't do that the same.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I would say it actually really wasn't me who realized there was anything too different about Sam. I would say family members would see more differences than I did. Sammy would connect with me pretty well. Her eye contact with me was good. I mean, she could, I could talk to her and she would connect with me pretty well. And so it wasn't that obvious to me, but to other people in the family, we tried to talk to her and she didn't really connect that well. So they would bring it to my attention and I would sort of at first say, I think it's just, maybe she's just not paying attention or, we'll see what happens. But after a while, we did decide to call birth to 3 and so they came out to evaluate. And I think that in that evaluation, some of the tests that they did made me see that she was a bit delayed from kids her age. Birth to 3 did help me place her into Skane School in Bridgeport, and that was great. That school really was great. It was a great transition for her. And then, from there we sort of had to go into another school, which was Cesar Batella. She did a hard time there. Sometimes the resources just aren't there for special ed. So she was okay in the beginning, and then they had a hard time, I think, giving her the services that she needed. And then as the year went on, the next year, they had placed her in another school, in Johnson School, about a week before she was to start school without anyone's knowledge. And so when she started at that school, she did begin to show aggression because everything was very up in the air. There was no real structure. So after a while, after many meetings, we had her placed back at Cesar Batella. And at that point, they were having staff restructuring there themselves. And they were having so much trouble with her behavior that they would stick her in a conference room and call me every morning to come and get her. Everything was sort of absolute chaos, and meeting after meeting after meeting. After fighting for quite a while, we fought to have her outplaced at CES. So that's where she is now. She's been there for 2.5 years. She'll be going into her 3rd year there. This place has really made a difference. The support staff there is really on another level. That does help us in a big way. It all affects me in a way where knowing that, this is your child and she may never really have the opportunities of, a neurotypical child where, I've raised a neurotypical child. I've had this, these 2 beautiful girls, and I had such different opportunity with one than I do with the other through no fault of anyone. But it's such a big difference to have so much of the same love for 2 children and, watch one of them be able to go out on their own and do such great things, and then, have the other one you would want the same exact thing for, but just know that there's a barrier. for whatever reason, as time goes on, you know, this diagnosis, it progresses, and well, for my daughter, it has. And anytime you think you need someone to talk to, or you think that you need any kind of support, any way that you believe you can get it, whether it's a therapist or family members or anyone who you believe will listen, talk to them. Because anytime you keep all these things inside, it can have such an adverse effect on your mental health, yourself, because you have this one person that is going to count on you forever. So it's more important to be, you know, to think less about what anyone else is going to think than it is to get the help you might need.